drive here on the way home. Let my parents use the Model Y while they were in town. So let's see how our trusty Model Y does on the way home. Maybe I can get this as close as I can where you guys can see everything. Not gonna mess with the wheel much is the whole point. So we'll see if we can make it all the way home, about 20 miles, without messing with it. So let's see if we're gonna have a good drive or not. So I've driven latest FSD on all of our cars, so Cybertruck, Model Y, and the Model X, and I will say without a question the Cybertruck is definitely the smoothest on full self-driving. So it has the same hardware 4 as our Model X has, but the Model X just can't compete with how smooth it is in the Cybertruck, which is pretty awesome. So we'll see how this goes. We're coming up here right by Epcot, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool to live this close to the parks, but it's even cooler when you get to do it in full self-driving, because as you will see, I've already seen one. We like to play this game, how many cars are driving without their headlights on. So I've already seen one. We'll see if we can get 5 or more. That's kind of our benchmark. 5 cars from Disney to home without their headlights on. That's average. So if we're going to have an average night, a below average, or above average night, that's a pure indicator. I can already see one up ahead, so that would be 2 with no headlights. That's always a fun game to play here at Disney. So hopefully you guys can see everything okay. Maybe if I move it right here, you'll be able to see the steering wheel a little bit better too. So I'll do my best to hold this steady without upsetting the car with a phone in my hand. Obviously, paying full attention, and I'm ready to take over if necessary. But man, full self-driving has gotten really, really good lately. And I think this summer when V12 went out, that was the first time I was of the opinion that this has the potential to do what they've always said it can do. Up until that point, I was kind of skeptical, if I'm being honest. And it just had too far to go. But man, ever since I have gotten back home from my big trip, gotten full self-driving on the Cybertruck, I use full self-driving all the time now. And it's gotten to the point where I can do it with my wife in the car all the time too, which is a huge plus. So the Model X and the Model Y do struggle in one area with a really tight S curve that the Cybertruck is 50% on. So there's still some edge cases to be worked on, but otherwise, man, it's been doing pretty good. So up here on the left, I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but we have the Swan and Dolphin, and I believe it's a Marriott is the new building next to them. And then just over the trees, if we get past this bus, you'll be able to see the Tower of Terror, which is always fun to see. Let's see if we'll be able to get a glimpse. Maybe not. Nope, no glimpse tonight. I also like, I'm seeing it in the Model Y and X, but in the Cybertruck, you can turn this on and off where you set the literal speed max that you want, or you can have auto speed, and that I really enjoy because it doesn't necessarily follow just the speed of the speed limit, but this new auto feature is a plus or minus thing. So for anybody that's very literal with speed limits, you won't like that, but I really enjoy this. It's still not the fastest person on the road, but it more sticks with traffic. So if traffic's doing 60 and a 55, you're going to be doing 60. If people are doing 65 and a 60 or whatever, the car seems to want to do that too. And this person does not have full self-driving on because that is a green light. Let's go. I love how they honk at me after I honk at them for just sitting there. People are so sensitive. The other thing too, so this is hardware 3, so we get the later updates, but what you'll notice right now, the screen is pretty smooth, but the graphics on the Cybertruck screen are next level. They are super smooth, butter smooth on full self-driving, which is pretty wild when you see it, because you're used to a little bit of a jitter here and there, as you can see, but man, it's really, really smooth on the Cybertruck. And then over here is the Coronado, which turned into an amazing tower that they built. Really nice place now. And then we're basically on the backside of Disney on the way home.
In 500 feet, turn right onto Western Way. Now turn right onto Western Way.
Still operating really well. Man, I wish I could zoom out and do. Oh, sorry. I'm paying attention. Sorry. Just trying to mess with the camera. See, can't be messing around with that. There you go. Get around this guy. All right, so the speed limit is 35 on this road. People fly on this road, so we'll see what it does on its own. I would normally set my speed to 40 miles an hour on this road because it's 35, usually 5 over. So as you can see, we're doing a little bit higher than that, and it knows it's 35. And now we're on a 45, so I would set the speed to 50. So what's nice about this is it'll go between 45 and 50, and then if people are going faster, it will go faster. So like right now, there's somebody right on my tail, and it doesn't seem to matter quite as much as the people around me going faster. So the people behind you don't seem to have much of an impact on your speed. The people behind you anyways. It's more of people in front of you and beside you and all that stuff. So now it's going to speed up a little bit. Nice black Performance Y. Alright, so I've only seen 2 cars with headlights out, so we've got room for 3 more for an average night. And we're already on our way off property, so we might not hit it tonight. But here's the amazing thing. The whole point of all this is where I've been skeptical in the past. Attending 1010 We Robot event was so amazing, but we have these robo-taxis going around, no steering wheel, no pedals, but also we had a bunch of Model Ys out there doing it too. And I think a lot of people don't realize how far along this software is as it sits today. So this is a 2021. It's a hardware 3 vehicle. It's not the newest, latest, greatest hardware in a Tesla. And we are about 7 miles in on this. Haven't had to do anything, not one thing yet. And hopefully that'll be the case all the way home. But that's what's wild about this, in my opinion. It's just so good. So I think that's kind of the whole point. When you look at some of the stuff that was going on at We Robot that most people weren't seeing, is all the other stuff that was happening around us with cars that are on the road today. The other thing, robotaxi expected to be $30,000. Well, you can get a rear-wheel drive long-range Model 3 after the tax credit for $34,990, right? Or 34,500, whatever it is. It's 35 grand after the tax credit. I mean, and it's got 5 seats, a steering wheel, and pedals if you want it. A lot more versatility, so to speak. And that's available today, and it can do this, which is pretty incredible. But that's obviously just my opinion on the matter. I don't know. I think that Robotaxi, unless it's generating some serious revenue, which it probably will, other than that, there's really no point in having one. You would just use it from the fleet. Model 3, though, just has so much more versatility because you can use it however you want when you don't want it running in the fleet. And I think that's what's kind of cool about it. These cars are so capable today already. It's just underspoken, I think. So yeah, so in the Cybertruck, this would still be at an auto speed setting, whereas when you get on the highway, on at least on a hardware 3 car, you don't get to keep that auto setting on the highway. This is set at a 10% above speed limit, so it's sitting at 77 miles an hour instead of auto. And at auto, it would probably be doing about 80 or so, which is what I would be doing. So definitely interesting. By the way, we are sitting at 75,000 miles on this Model Y, which is crazy to think, but it has been such a good 75,000 miles. I haven't had to do anything to this car except for a set of tires. That's just unheard of. It's just so crazy to think of. The economics of this car have just been crazy good. So something really cool coming up too. So right at the exit we're headed to, they're actually building a new toll road. It's a 5-mile toll road, but this toll road is going to be electrified, and it's the first electrified highway greenfield project definitely in this country, possibly in the world. I'll have to check to see if that's factually correct in the world, but definitely in this country where they started from scratch. What's really cool about that is all these little side projects that they've done to test out electrifying a highway kind of brought all of those learnings together to build this new road, and it's right down the street from my house, which is cool. Now, this car I'm in right now doesn't have induction charging or the ability to add induction charging. Of course, the RoboCab does, which is cool, and possibly the Cybertruck as well, but that's in the works right now. They've broken ground. You can start to see some of the pillars are starting to go up, so it's coming along, and it's going to be really cool to see that thing go into place. I don't know how practical it is in today's world, but in the future, those types of things are going to be more and more common, which is really cool, especially thinking about like semis going across the country and being able to inductively charge while they're going down the road. That's going to be really cool. Probably going to be pretty expensive to charge though. All right, and then for those who ever wondered, here's what it does at a toll booth. Sometimes these yellow lights kind of tripping out a bit, but not really since this last software update. Just smooth sailing straight through them. So this is an interesting turn because you're curved over so much to turn left, and we have good visibility that way, but we can't see much of anything that way. It's a blind turn, but it is confident, so that's pretty good. It's just getting so good at some of these things. Now up ahead is the area I struggle the most with the Model S and X, or sorry, the Model Y and X, and even sometimes in the Cybertruck. We're about 50% on the Cybertruck, but we're 100% failure rate on this curve up here coming the other direction. But with police lights up there, I'm not sure what's going on. Hopefully not an accident. That's not good. Well, cars are moving, so that's good. Here we go. And then up here on the left, you can see the construction entrance. Well, you'll be able to see it a little bit better for the electric highway. So I'll give you a little look over there here in just a second. Okay, good. It's just a little bit of construction, it looks like. Let's see if it's going to get over. Yep, no issues. So they don't have the construction lights on out there, but that's where you can probably barely see a crane out there, but that's where the electric highway is, which is going to be so cool. Man, it's just so smooth. It has gotten so smooth at doing these things. One thing you do have to keep looking out for, though, is potholes. It will not avoid a pothole. I have learned that the hard way, unfortunately. And it's on this road that I learned that the hard way. I don't know how well you can see the edges of the roads, but they're pretty chewed up. Man, I got a big chunk of this road closed off. Well, that'll help this thing navigate this S-curve without coming in too fast, so. We got one cone knocked over on its side. Let's see if we can get around that. Yep, no problem. There's a huge pothole right there. Okay, good. We missed it. All right, looks like they're fixing the sides of the road, so that's good. Much needed. But this is the turn right here. It is a 90 and a 70 and a 90. It's a lot of tight turns, and coming into this corner, you can come in way too hot sometimes, and that'll really wake you up. So it does not like this corner. Now, when there's construction, apparently all is good. So 0 issues, and yeah, this is great. It's doing really well. I've yet to touch the steering wheel. I've yet to touch the accelerator. My foot's not even on the accelerator. And we are out here in what is, for now, the middle of nowhere. This will all be neighborhoods in the next 5 years. All of this. It's all being bought up by developers. And the last bits of quote country will be gone. All for neighborhoods filled with 5 different versions of the same house. So that's the 15-mile mark. We've got 5 miles to go. Have yet to do anything with the steering wheel or with the accelerator pedal. Nothing. True zero intervention, true zero intervention, full self-driving drive to get home. This has been great. And FSD drives way more efficient than I do too. That's something important to note. I feel like I don't drive that inefficient, but every time I get on FSD, you look down at the numbers, you're like, yeah, that was better than I normally do. Oh yeah, speaking of which, whoever made that comment, I can't quite see the whole comment, but you can now order and take delivery of a non-Foundation Series Cybertruck without a reservation. So it is open to the world. Everybody can get their Cybertruck, which is fantastic news. I cannot wait to see these things in bulk, out in large numbers everywhere. Oh man, it's just a beautiful thing. I can't wait for all the Facebook boomers to lose their minds because there's too many dumpsters on the road. Makes me happy. Every time I see an old man thumbs down, I just instantly smile. Makes me very happy to see these old time signs about the Cybertruck. It's not an old people thing. Oh, it's not happy with me. Sorry. I gotta stop looking at your comments. No more comments. Sorry. Can't look. I'll get a strike. I don't think I've had a single strike on any of my cars, so I don't want to start now. Yep. Everything is still looking really good. And I just realized I'm navigating to home, not the general area. So I'm going to move the camera over this way a little bit for privacy reasons. And maybe change the address. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. Let me move you over here while I change the address. We're still in FSD, but I'm going to take us over this way instead. Yeah, that'll work. There we go. Just changing the address. All right, so we've got 5 miles to go. We're 18 miles in. Haven't touched anything yet. And the car is still happy. Now, what's interesting is the navigation does not know this apparently, but up here on Highway 27, we are not going to be able to turn left. There's no left turn anymore. You can only turn right. So could this possibly be our first intervention? Let's find out. Let's see if it can figure out once we get there that we're not going to be able to do that. It's an area where they had to do that, so they are putting in a stoplight. But I think there's been 3 fatalities at this intersection since they opened it up. So they finally just shut it off to left turns, no more left turns, and probably a smart thing. But now you have to turn right and do a U-turn down the road, which is the right thing to do until they get that stoplight in, because this is a very dangerous intersection. It's like a culmination of a lot of different things. It's a blind hill coming down on the left, and a big curve on the right, and 3 lanes of traffic in each direction. So as you can see, there's tons of signs here, right turn only, and it's going to try to go left. So let's see if it can figure. I'm going to let it do this nonsense. I don't think it's going to figure out that we can't be doing this. So this might be our first issue. Man, we would have made it all the way, but it clearly cannot see a path. Is it seriously going to try? It's going to try. Okay. All right. We're taking over. Man. So that is a no-no. Bummer. It did so well too. So now it has to do a U-turn, but it cannot figure that out. That's too bad. So there's something to be learned there in the software, or just in the maps in general. The map should know at this point. That's been closed to left turn for 2 months at least. So I'm not sure why it didn't know it's not allowed to go left, but I mean, you can see the lane was still there and the left turn lines were still there, but there were plenty of signs that said right turn only. So I don't know what the answer is to that, but something that needs to be looked at for sure. We would have drove right into those lane dividers, knocked them clean over, and hopped a curb and everything. It would have been pretty dramatic. All right, let's see if we get our U-turn here. In the dark, no issues. Yep, there we go. Man, kind of going slow. Let's go. Let's go. This is a 55-mile-an-hour road. There we go. All right. Okay, I'm going to put you guys right here. Let me let there be light here just a second, maybe. Uh-oh. Am I upside down? Yes, I am. Okay, there we go. Yeah, we'll just do this, whatever. I'm gonna turn off nav now. So that was almost zero intervention, except for the end, which is an important one. So, man, I can't say it was touch-free, but it got us all the way there until where they've closed the left turn. So, it's what it is. You know, I'd love to say something to justify it, but hey, you can't turn left. Not only did it try to turn left, but if I wouldn't have taken over, it would have drove over the curb to try to turn left. So definitely something there to be looked at. I don't know if that's a map issue that needs to be looked at, or listen, even when the map is wrong, it shouldn't do stuff like that. So otherwise, what a great drive. That thing made it all the way until that point without a single touch of the accelerator or touch of the steering wheel, which was great. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the drive. We certainly love living this close to Disney, because when family does come to visit, it's a quick and easy drive to see everybody. So hope you guys have a good night. As you might be able to tell, I'm losing my voice a little bit. I was dog sick yesterday, and so I'm kind of recovering from a little bit of that right now. So hope you guys have a good night. Hope you guys enjoy seeing the future right in front of your eyes like I've been enjoying lately. I can't wait to catch you guys on the next one. See ya.